Is 2024 a good time to buy a house? There's a couple of questions, and real estate is local, but if you want to come down here and focus on this, right now we have interest rates and they're dropping, and people are like, oh, I can finally afford a home. This is going to be really hard for people to swallow, but as we drop in interest rates, this is how much somebody making $100,000 a year, only spending 28% of their income, they have $2,333 a month to spend. If we're assuming insurance and taxes stay the same, the combination of the price and the interest rate, these are all the exact same payment, $2,333. For every 1% change in interest rate, there's about a 10% change in value. I expect that as interest rates drop and people are thinking they're going to get relief, people not understanding this math, they're going to be left out and not be able to purchase homes because the home prices are going to climb so dramatically, they're not going to know what happened. And you have a lot more competition as interest rates drop. So if you can get a home now and you're going to live there for, say, 7+ years, it could be rented for a similar cost as what you're paying in your mortgage. You have a good sizable down payment. I would try to get 20%, but you can go as low as, say, 5% with a conventional, and then get rid of your PMI once you hit 20%. And if it's FHA, you can get 3.5%, but then you can't get rid of your PMI no matter how quick you pay it off. You want to make sure your credit score is in order. Make sure you have over a 700 credit score. Really, if you have a 760 plus, it's going to save you a lot of money. Just increasing your credit score, getting that 1% doesn't sound like a lot, but 1% of, say, $400,000 is $4,000 a year, at least in the beginning when you're paying down most of the interest. Always worked with a licensed real estate agent. They're going to know the local area best. Real estate is local, so you don't want to go into an area that's declining. You want to keep your debt to income level, at least for the home, about 28% or less. If you have a $100,000 household income, take 28%, that's $28,000, divide by 12. You have a monthly payment that's still comfortable of $2,333. So if you assume you have $120 a month insurance, $500 a month in taxes, that leaves you with $1,713 to pay back your principal and interest. And with that, a 7% interest rate, that same couple can buy a $322,000 house. At 6%, it's $357,000. At 4%, it's $449,000. So if it was me, buy the home now at the lower price and deal with the higher interest rate as long as I can deal with basically that monthly payment. And then as the interest rates drop, what I would be doing is I would refinance and get those lower interest rates so that I've already locked in the price of the home, and then I can reduce my monthly mortgage whenever the interest rates go down. And that might not be a year, it might be 2 years, it may be some period of time. I would not suggest buying points if you think the interest rate's going to drop, because points don't transfer to the next refi or anything like that. So I'd much rather just use that, pay down any high interest debt, and try to raise my credit score. And that's going to have just as much of an impact as paying for points. But having a better credit score is going to have a bigger impact on everything I purchase if you do finance anything. So it's hard when you first buy a home, but over time, as inflation keeps increasing the cost of everything, as well as hopefully your income, well, at least your largest expense, which is where you live, is staying fairly stable. There's going to be some increases with insurance and taxes, but those are very minimal in comparison to the overall cost of the home. And you can also refinance if the interest rate drops. That's why it's always better to own a home than it is to rent long term. Short term, less than 5 years, sometimes renting makes more sense because of closing costs and other things. But if you're going to stay in one area for a significant period of time, I would say at least 7 years. You're going to be pretty good in most instances. Of course, all real estate is local. Work with a licensed real estate agent. They're going to know their area best. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day.